Hello friends and followers, this is UFO case 41, 4th of March 2018. In this episode I will be looking at UFO Seekers channel. I will look at some of their claims and debunk some of their videos, which they said were UFOs or unknowns, and their motives and honesty. So who are they? They clearly are a husband and wife team. They're Skywatchers and run their own UFO website as well as UFO channel. It appears they do it full time. It's got 365 days listed here. They're a licensed company in California, whatever that means. So they clearly live off skywatching and producing videos for their channel. So that means they have a motive to have a regular income from their channel. Living off a channel only, as you know, causes fraudulent behaviour and dishonesty to keep the money rolling in, looking at other channels that I've investigated so far. They started their channel just before I started mine, and already they have over 100,000 subscribers and 10 million views. So something's going on here that we need to investigate further, because that's incredible growth. They have grown even faster than Secure Team did when he first started, and probably also third phase of the moon. But before we look into that more detail, we'll look at some of their videos to see if they're reporting what's in the videos honestly and properly. So their very first video is the intro video, and straight away it comes across as disinformation and clearly misleading. A video that Area 51 guys wanted banned. Well, clearly that's not the case, because it's still up on their channel. And it says here they were investigating Area 51. They got the cops called onto them. Straight away, to me, it's trying to get the sheeple out there that will follow and watch any UFO video and think it's legit, or what they're claiming what's in the video to be a real alien craft. So it's just a clickbait video that they're trying to lure people in to watch more of their videos. I have no problem with them videoing Area 51, but I have a problem with how they've used a clickbait title on the video. Clearly it's not banned because it's still active. On their videos they state they don't jump to conclusions unless they got physical evidence, and they don't want to lose their credibility. And then they use this all classic disinfo hoaxer channel comment, "We leave it up to you to decide." Now that's a classic Secure Team 10 comment. We leave it up to you to decide what it is. So they put up any UFO or any blurry objects or any misidentified objects, so they get views for that video even though they know it's not actually an alien craft, and everyone gets suckered in. It's true Skywatchers shouldn't debunk their own videos, because normally they're shit at it. They should give it to a qualified expert, like a MUFON, to come back, and then they could use the case number to say whether it was identified or a truly unknown craft. That's how it should work. It shows you got honesty, and you can still put up the video and say it was debunked, so it's not conning people that it might be an alien craft that they're looking at. So this video they don't want to make conclusions on is clearly a bunch of balloons. There's a whole heap of balloons that were released into the air, as you can see in the two frames that I snapshot from the video, and I've done a side-by-side comparison, and you can see what type of balloon cluster it is. It was filmed in portrait, so the quality is not that great, and why it's lost the colour I don't know, but simply not saying it's debunked as party balloons is beyond me. And again, that's up there as a Texas UFO sighting to try and clickbait people in to watch it, and I just think that's kind of disgusting myself. There's no reason why he couldn't have asked a few debunkers to have a look at it and have their opinion and used it in the video if he's not sure himself. He did say it could be balloon fragments, but he's not going to commit himself. Come on, mate, get real. Who you fooling? Seriously, who would subscribe to a channel if they saw that as their first video and saw that the guy didn't do an honest debunk on it? To me, it shows that the channel's not being honest. So on to the next video, and we've got this X-shaped anti-gravity craft, as he's got in the clickbait title there. Now it's clearly a letter X Mylar balloon. Anyone with half a brain cell can see this, and I've rotated a photograph of a Mylar letter X balloon as much as I could find an image to rotate sideways and match the end bit on the corner there, which is where it ties onto string, and it's a flappy bit at the bottom of the corner. And also here are various colours, golden to brown to blue to silver, and this is clearly a silver letter X. Nothing to do with it being an anti-gravity craft or alien technology or reverse engineering stealth craft technology. Clearly it's been titled this way, and he knew probably what it was, and he was going to sucker people in. And you can read here the comments, and there's so many delusional or silly people commenting, but there are a couple of people that have got it correct, and even I reported it to him 4 months ago and still hadn't changed the title to say Debunked as a letter X balloon. Totally ignored me, and to me that's dishonest again. It's no different to what those other big hoaxer channels are doing, Security 10 and of course Third Face of Moon. And as you could read there, someone from Security 10, a fan, was told to come and visit his channel by Tyler. So we'll talk more about that later. So on to the next video to analyse, and again we're looking at balloons. This one was more tricky though. It was so far away from the camera and slightly out of focus. I zoomed in, sharpened and applied various other filters to see if I could make out what the details were, and I believe it's a bunch of balloons, as you can see in the diagram. And also it was 3 photos that he took, it wasn't a video, and there's 2 to start with, and then the third one I look at separately. And you can see if I try and represent the same blurriness with a bunch of balloons, it almost looks identical, and it's nothing to do with fighter jets or sonic boom vapor trails. That's just a silly comparison that he's done there, considering he wasn't meant to make any assumptions or conclusions and try and debunk it himself. He clearly tried to do it in that video, but he did a bad job. I can't say I'm 100% right, but I'd say I'm probably good 80% right that it's balloons in this case. What's happened is it's losing gas, and also some of them have exploded, so it's got heavier than the mass of the balloon, and it's slowly drifting down to the forest. More man pollution randomly dropping from the heavens. He said the gap was 1 second apart in photographs, but that's enough time to drop with gravity that distance. And he's got the clickbait title to draw in people so they have a watch of it, saying it's 100% proof of UFO. Gives the meaning that it's a UFO alien craft, of course, but UFO in general terms means something that we don't see clear enough to identify it, and I just put in there 100% proof it's balloons. So the last video I'll look at, again, it's balloons, but he's got it labelled so it's UFO replicating, I suppose a biological critter or biological UFO that's splitting in parts. Again, I applied several filters and looked at it in detail, and to me it looked like a bunch of balloons that were splitting away, and one was deflating, so it disappeared, got smaller and smaller, and more of them broke apart at the end. They had 4 of them. So yeah, it's just again white balloons where the string has broken off. It's amazing how many people get fooled by balloons in the sky and calling them biological creatures. I believe California, where they filmed most of these, is the balloon capital of the world. I think they release between 50 and 60 million balloons into the atmosphere from that state alone. Bit scary amount of pollution that must be going into the seas and the forests. Correction, 50 million sold each year in California, but it's still going to be millions of those balloons are going to be helium and released into the atmosphere accidentally. And they've now recently banned this year tinfoil or silver mylar balloons in California because they've been landing on power lines and causing sparks and fires. So now let's have a look at his earnings and traffic amounts and associations. Now, as we can see that he's got almost 4,000 a month earnings, but half of that would be ad blocker, so you could probably say he's getting around about $2,000, and he's growing about 300 to 400 new people a day, so that's only going to increase. And how did he get to this 100,000 subs so fast? Normally takes a year before people even get 100 subs on most channels. Most of the top channels would have been like 100 or 1,000 people maximum a year. So yeah, so here we go. We know he's given at least 4 videos to Secure Team 10 to use on his channel, with recommendation back to his, and also the link in his description, as you can see on some of these. To me, that's instant bad books. That means you're associating with known hoaxers and fraudsters to try and build your own traffic up and help them out in the process by giving them material. This just proves that he wants to build as many people watching his stuff to make more money to be able to live comfortably off the channel. Of course, he may get more earnings from merchandise sales and also extra ads on his main website. And also he has a Patreon, and as you can see here that he's hidden how much he's earning and only listed the number of subscribers or donations or donators, but that could easily be a couple of hundred extra a month to a couple of thousand a month. I've also noticed that he's playing both sides. Here you can see that he's promoting debunkers like UFO Theatre. Here is on the 4th of July 2017, and right after, 4 days after, he's saying how happy he is that Secure Team is using one of his videos. So there you go. He's playing both sides, the hoaxers as well as the debunkers. Clearly he's hoping the debunkers will turn a blind eye to him using Secure Team to build up his channel, and also the dodgy disinformation clickbait title he uses on his videos. So he's sucking up to the debunkers as far as I can see here. And you can see here also that he's promoting on his main website Secure Team 10 various videos that are dodgy, like the rock tank, and underneath he's again promoting UFO Theatre's debunk on Secure Team being a hoaxer and in it for the money. So I wonder if Tyler from Secure Team knows that he's got anti-Secure Team stuff on his website, as well as promoting debunkers videos on Secure Team. Seems like a conflict of interest there. Why would Secure Team be promoting a channel that is hostile against him by using debunkers? So yeah, as you can read here also that people have made comment about Secure Team 10. Again, just to remind you that they're one of the biggest hoaxes on UFO content, and it's not just me saying so. Just do some research for yourselves. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and hit the like and share it on your socials, and I'll see you again next episode. Goodbye.